What's going on, everybody? It's Bryce over Ghost Picks. Saturday, September the 26th. Recap for you yesterday. Premium content on the way tonight here on this YouTube channel. Before I get started, first off, I want to apologize for being MIA this week on you guys. But I'm back, and I'm going to make it up to you right now on this YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. Recap yesterday. So we split on Major League Baseball. We had a push day on units, slight profitable day. We had the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line in the first 5 innings at plus 130 over the Tampa Bay Rays. They got the job done yesterday. And then we had the White Sox on the run line plus the 1.5, as they did not get the job done last night against the Cubs. The White Sox is just spiraling right now. I think they're a young team. They had a goal of making the playoffs. They've made the playoffs, and they've just stopped playing as of late. They've lost 7 of the last 8 games, I believe, and I think 6 in a row. So bad play there as the Cubs just demolished the White Sox last night. If you're clicking this video to watch and find a free play for tonight in college football or Major League Baseball, you're not going to find one. So if all you're here for is a free play, I don't have one for you tonight. The purpose of this video is to make up for my time that I've missed this week, and the best way I know of doing that is not throwing out a free play. That's just to go over NFL for tomorrow. I'm going to go game by game on the 1 p.m. slate. Every single game at 1 p.m. I'm going to cover the game. I'm going to give you guys a strong lean in the game, and I'm going to talk about matchups that I like for DFS. Obviously, if I like the matchup for DFS, I'm going to like their player props, but player props are not posted yet, so just follow along, write down what I'm saying here, and keep this in mind as you're building your DFS lineups for tomorrow, DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever the case may be. And if you're looking for player props tomorrow, keep some of this stuff in mind, and obviously apply it as well to your standard season-long fantasy, standard leagues, PPR, half PPR, whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and get cracking. This is premium content, guys. Just straight off of what I'm looking at, what we've been looking at and handicapping all week. So first game up on the slate here is the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everything I'm pulling from as far as lines and totals, I'm pulling straight off the Action Network app. So I showed the line open up at 6. Pittsburgh laying 6 with a total of 45. The line is now down to Pittsburgh -4 and a total of 46. The line movement right here, both the side and the total, goes in line with how I see this game going. I think Pittsburgh laying 6 is a little bit too much. However, I don't trust Bill O'Brien to the point where I'm gonna play the Texans at +4. What I like in this game is the over. Pittsburgh has a good defense. But I think Deshaun Watson is capable enough to put up points on his own, and I don't respect the Houston Texans defense whatsoever. I think they have some trouble in the back end there. So some players that I like in this game for DFS and season long is going to be Deontay Johnson. I absolutely love Deontay Johnson this week. He has a great matchup in this game, and just find my site here, my page. He's going to be shadowed all game long by Bradley Roby. And advantage Deontay Johnson. So far, we've seen him have a nice share percentage of targets in the offense so far through 2 weeks. I think that continues tomorrow. I like Deontay Johnson to go over his yards tomorrow and player prop. It should be somewhere around like the 58 to probably 68 yard range, and I like that over there. I also like Juju Smith-Schuster out of the slot. He'll be going up against Eric Murray. I think that's a great matchup for him as well. And because of that, obviously, I like both of those guys. I like Roethlisberger tomorrow to start at quarterback in your standard fantasy leagues. I might even throw him in as a cash lineup quarterback. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I do like Roethlisberger tomorrow as well. If you have 6-point touchdowns for quarterbacks, Roethlisberger is a very strong play tomorrow. For Houston on offense, I would consider I would consider not starting David Johnson if you're running a standard league. But in PPR and half PPR, I think I would feel comfortable starting David Johnson tomorrow, as none of the Houston receivers are going to have a good matchup. The strength of that Pittsburgh defense is their pass rush and their secondary. And because of that, I think we're going to see a lot of Deshaun Watson scrambles. I think we're going to see a lot of dump offs to David Johnson. If they get after Deshaun Watson, he's going to be looking for something quick right out of the backfield as David Johnson. He's short-handed. So I like David Johnson in half PPR and PPR formats, not so much as in your standard league, your standard format. Like I said, I don't really lean either side there as far as, plus the points or giving or taking the points with the Steelers and Texans, but I do lean that over of 46. The next game here we're going to look at is the Cincinnati Bengals and Philadelphia Eagles. Line open at Philadelphia minus the 5.5 with a total of 45.5. The line is now down to 4. Obviously somebody out there thinking that's too many points for the Eagles to be laying, and the total is up to 47.5. Strong lean here to the over. We are losing a little bit of value here with a 2-point uptick on the total of 47.5, up from 45.5. However, I do not trust either one of these two teams' defenses. I don't trust Philadelphia's offense. We've seen both of them turn the ball over. We've seen Cincinnati be ran all over by Cleveland and the Chargers. And we've seen Philadelphia be passed on by Dwayne Haskins in Washington, as well as Jared Goff last week in the Rams. So I would strongly lean to that over. I'm not sure it'll be a premium play, but I do like that over 47.5. As far as players in the game goes, I like Tyler Boyd. I like what Burrow and him connected quite a bit last week in the second half, and Tyler Boyd has a good matchup this week against Roby Coleman there, Philadelphia corner, as he should be matched up quite a bit as long as Tyler Boyd stays in the slot and AJ Green stays healthy. As far as Philadelphia goes, not much in their passing game that I like as far as a DFS standpoint. But I tell you what, Miles Sanders is a must start for season long, standard and PPR, half PPR, whatever league, whatever scoring you have. He's a must start tomorrow, and he might even make my must start play of the week for DFS as well. We saw him come back last week, making his season debut against the Rams, and he was a focal point of the offense. And I do not see that changing this week, facing a Cincinnati team that has just been gashed on the ground. So I think Miles Sanders is absolutely must start in fantasy football season long, and a very strong play in cash lineups for tomorrow. Next game here we're looking at it's gonna be the Rams and the Bills. Line open at Buffalo minus the 3, and total was at 44.5. The line is now Buffalo minus the 1.5. And the total is now sitting at 47. I'm not sure that I like anything. I don't love anything about that game. But I'm not sure there's not some value on the under 47. Both these two teams have had quite a bit of offense so far. The Rams look unstoppable. But you have to take that with a grain of salt. The Cowboys do not have a good defense so far. They have not shown it anyways. Philadelphia has a terrible defense. Both those two teams helped them out quite a bit with field position. And, that led to, an array of points for the Rams last week. And I don't think Buffalo's going to help them out with turning the ball over, giving them good field position. Buffalo typically wins the field position battle, and Josh Allen has taken care of the football so far this year. So I would lean under. That's a very small lean. That's just me giving something out of the game. I don't really like either side. I don't like a money line play. I really kind of feel indifferent about the game. But if I was going to play something and just throw something on the game, it would be the under 47. Now, player goes, don't really love a lot in this game. I think the Buffalo's defense is pretty solid. None of the Buffalo receivers have good matchups this week. I don't like Singletary that much against that Rams front. As far as the Rams go, they don't really have a ton of good matchups either. If you're going to play somebody out of this game, it has to be Cooper Kupp going up against Taron Johnson. Taron Johnson has gotten absolutely just burned. He gave up a ton of catches and a ton of yards last week to Isaiah Ford, and Cooper Kupp is light years ahead of Isaiah Ford out of the slot. So if you're going to play anybody in this game in DFS, I would go with Cooper Kupp. He's a must-start in PPR formats for tomorrow in your standard season-long league or whatever. In PPR formats, he's a must-start. Next game here on the slate, the Washington Redskins and Cleveland Browns. The line opened at Cleveland minus the 5.5, total at 45.5. It is now up to Cleveland minus 7 and a total of 45. I really like a side in this game, and I'm going to give it to you. I like the Browns to cover the points. I love the Browns at minus the 5.5. I think Washington is just not a very good football team. The only advantage that I see Washington have in this game is Cleveland and penalties. Cleveland has a history of committing penalties, and Ron Rivera-led teams have a history of not committing penalties. That's due to his discipline and military background. So as long as Cleveland can avoid committing a lot of stupid penalties, I really don't see them having much trouble with Washington whatsoever. Washington has a terrible offense so far, and Cleveland has a good enough offensive line that matches up against that strong Washington front. So I would strongly lean Cleveland Browns minus the 7. You're losing a little bit of value there at a 1.5. You're catching it on a key fall number there at minus 7, but I still like the Browns to win by 10. As far as fantasy goes, don't like any Washington players on offense with the exception of Terry McLaurin. He has the only good matchup for Washington on the day against that Browns defense. Cleveland, tough to decipher if you like Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is a must-start in your in a season-long fantasy. As far as receivers goes, Jarvis Landry has the best matchup on the board in this game, coming out of the slot against Jimmy Moreland. But I think Odell is still a must-start. I think you have to start him. He's getting a ton of targets, and when you're talking about season-long fantasy, it's all about opportunity over the course of the season, and Odell is getting that. So I think you still have to start Odell Beckham, but if you're going to must-start a receiver tomorrow out of this game, it would be Jarvis Landry. But I expect Odell Beckham to score. So if you have a player prop there and you think anytime touchdown player prop, Odell Beckham Jr. to score, I would take that action. Next game on the slate here, it's going to go with Las Vegas traveling to New England. The line opened at 6.5. It's down to 6. The total was 46.5, and it's up to 47. Lean here in New England. I think the general public, look at Vegas beating a good Saints team, might be overvaluing the Raiders just a little bit here. A little bit of a short week as they played on Monday night, traveling East Coast in New England, off a big win against the Saints. A little bit of a letdown here for the Raiders. Patriots need to bounce back after a rough loss in Seattle. They have the advantage here with a little bit more rest and playing at home. And we know how historically, West Coast teams traveling to East Coast on a 1 p.m. start have done. Lean Patriots here. Cam Newton must start in season-long fantasy. Ride that guy until he breaks. As far as DFS matchups go, I'm not sure I would play him over anybody else as far as quarterback goes in DFS. Not much to love offensively from either team here. If you're going to play somebody, I think you have to play Julian Edelman. We've seen Taquan Smith for the Saints have a good game last week against this Raiders defense, and I think Edelman has already kind of won the favoritism of Cam Newton. So if you're going to play somebody in DFS, I think you would lean Edelman here. Edelman is a must-start in PPR formats and season-long fantasy as well. Next game here on the slate will be the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Football Giants. Line open at 6.5 for San Fran. It's down to 3.5. Total was 42.5, and it's still at 42.5. I'm staying away from this game altogether. San Francisco is way too banged up, extremely too banged up for me to really love anything about this game. It's tough to say what's going to happen with a backup quarterback. So many injuries. As far as DFS goes, I would not be surprised if Jeff Wilson had himself a football game. I think he's a plug-and-play kind of guy. If you're looking for somebody to pick up and spot start in your season-long fantasy league, Jeff Wilson might not be a terrible play. You know, he could go out there and run for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, or he could have a big old goose egg. So a lot of risk, a lot of reward with Jeff Wilson tomorrow. But this is just a stay-away game for me. Don't really like anything about it. I would guess I would lean the under 42.5 in what could be a sloppy game with backups. Chicago at Atlanta. Atlanta opened -3.5. They're now -3. Total of 48, and it's now down to 47. Lean Chicago here. Atlanta has not been able to stop anybody, and this will be the best defense that they played so far, as they played Dallas, like I said, not a very good defense, and Seattle, who, again, not that great defensively. So Chicago, this will be the best defense they've played, the best defensive front by far. Must starts in season long for this one is Calvin Ridley for Atlanta and David Montgomery for Chicago. I think David Montgomery has himself a football game, and he's worth starting in DFS tomorrow in DraftKings and FanDuel, as is Calvin Ridley. Lean in this game would be the Bears plus the points, and even sprinkle the money line. I think the Bears win the game outright. Next game, probably one of the craziest lines that you're going to see. We got Tennessee at Minnesota. The line opened at a pick. Total was 45.5. And this game has had some movement, guys. We've got Tennessee -3 right now, and we've got the total at 49.5. Looks like somebody, if not everybody, is pounding the Titans on this one. Not so fast, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. As far as the side goes, Minnesota has not shown me a lot so far, but Tennessee, their defense is a little skeptical as in my eyes. So if I'm going to give a lean on anything, it would be on the total. And you know what? I'd take that over 49.5. But you're losing a ton of value. You're talking about a game that opened 45.5, and you're going to take 49.5. That would be like a sprinkle for the over there. That's just me giving you something to play in the game. Probably stay away from it altogether, honestly. But I do love a play in this game as far as DFS and season-long fantasy goes. Dalvin Cook. If Minnesota has any chance in this game whatsoever, they have to get Dalvin Cook going. Tennessee has been gashed this year so far on the run. And I think if Minnesota comes out and runs the ball with Dalvin Cook, you could see Tennessee get on the ropes there. So Dalvin Cook must start in season long. Obviously, he's an RB1. He's a must start every week, but I'm going to throw a little more emphasis on this week because I think they get him going. Him and Miles Sanders will be my 1 and 2 running back combination that I play in DFS as well, primarily cash lineup. So if you play in DraftKings or FanDuel and you want to start building your lineup, start it with Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders and build your lineup around those two guys. If you're going to be playing receivers out of this game, Minnesota, Adam Thielen has a great matchup this week against Jonathan Joseph for Tennessee. Adam Thielen off the play action with Minnesota. There's a lot to like in this game for daily fantasy. That's why I lean to the over here. As far as Tennessee goes, Adam Humphries might be it. A.J. Brown is out, and Adam Humphries or Jonnu Smith will be the only guys that I like for Tennessee as far as receiving goes. Obviously, Derrick Henry is a must-start as well for season-long fantasy. But must-starts for me, Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. I really like both of their matchups this week. Next game on the slate, the New York Jets at the Indianapolis Colts. The line open at Colts -7 with a total of 45. It's all the way up to 11.5, guys. These opening lines are look-ahead lines, by the way. The total is now 11.5, and the line is 11.5, and the total is 44. If I'm going to lean anything, I'm going to lean the Colts. Also, would not mind putting the Colts in a teaser or two, maybe a 6.5 point teaser here. If you do teasers. So Colts minus the 11.5. That's my strong lean in this game. I love Jonathan Taylor. I think he gets it going. I think they continue to feed him. If you have Jonathan Taylor in your season-long leads, standard and PPR, he's a must-start for me. RB1 this week there, Jonathan Taylor. As far as receivers goes, not a lot to like in this game, but I do like T.Y. Hilton to get it going a little bit. And as he's come out slow out the gate here, but I do like him to get it going here. And I even like T.Y. Hilton to find the end zone. I think he scores this week, so if you're throwing out some player props of anytime touchdowns, T.Y. Hilton to score, I think he's due for one. I think he finds the end zone, so there's some plus money for you right there. The Jets, not a lot to like about the Jets, man. If you know me and follow me along at whatsoever for any point in time, I'm anti the Jets. I think Adam Gase is a terrible coach. I don't know how he still has a job. I think Sam Darnold is overrated. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's the best. Matter of fact, I don't even think he was the second best quarterback in the draft class last year, let alone the best, as he went number one in his draft class with Daniel Jones and those other guys. Sam Darnold is a turnover machine. He turned the ball. Look, all you need to know about Sam Darnold is he played at USC with some of the best athletes in the conference of the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is not known for its defense. It's not known. They don't have defense in the Pac-12. So Sam Darnold played at USC in a conference with no defense, with the best athletes, around him as far as the conference goes, and he was a turnover machine. What did you think was going to happen when he goes to the NFL and plays for the Jets with subpar talent against very good defenses? He's going to turn the ball over, and that's what he does. He turns the ball over. Adam Gase is not a good coach, and there's just nothing to like about the Jets. Take the Colts minus the 11.5. That might be a little steamed up, but I think they win by 14 plus. I think they handle the Jets tomorrow. I don't like anything as far as the Jets goes in DFS. Nothing to like about them whatsoever. Colts, T.Y. Hilton, Jonathan Taylor. Take T.Y. Hilton to score. That should be some nice plus money. Excuse me. Next game on the slate here is that's it. Matter of fact, the Colts is a 4 o'clock game. So I gave you guys a little bit extra there. So that's what I think about all the 1 p.m. games tomorrow. Jump on our content for tomorrow, guys. We got a big 6-unit play in the NFL that goes off tomorrow. We'll have some player props out there, and probably another premium play as well. So we have a top tier of a 6-unit play in the NFL that goes off tomorrow. We're going to cash that play. We love the play. It was almost a 7-unit play. So get on board with us. Again, I apologize for not being here with you guys this week, but hopefully I just made it up to you with a ton of content, a ton of leans, must start in DFS and season long, as well as some player props as anytime touchdown scores and T.Y. Hilton and OBJ. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope everybody's had a good week. I'm back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll not be missing any more time on this YouTube channel. Thank you guys for stopping by. Every day that we post a video. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. If you appreciate the content I just gave you guys, share this video with somebody. Maybe you'll help somebody win some money in DFS or beat a rival in season-long fantasy. If I had 1,000 subscribers in this channel, I could have went live, done this. Instead, I just recorded about a 25-minute video for you guys. So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys wrote down what I was saying and cash some money in DFS tomorrow and win some season-long matchups. But that's all I got for you guys. As always, thank you for stopping by. Good luck, God bless, and grind on.